Number 5, Kendrick Lamar's Good Kid, Mad City, which I first heard in 2013. I was in jail and I heard it swimming pools. Come on, BT on the TV in the day room. And I was like, who was that? That's not like what everybody else is doing at all. And I immediately knew that he was different. And for that reason, Kendrick Lamar is at number 5 on my list of most influential albums for me. Coming in at number 4 would be 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. I was in middle school when this album come out, and it was the biggest thing ever. It was full of bangers. It was a masterclass in sequencing, hook writing, dope features, great production. I mean, it's really truly a classic hip hop album in every sense of the word. And the professionalism uh, that this album possesses, just how well it was put together by Dr. Dre and 50 and those guys. For that reason alone, I would have to put that on my list of most influential albums for me personally. Coming in at number 3 would be Eric B. and Rakim's Paid in Full. Um, I was introduced to this album when I was about 16 years old. The guy that taught me like the roots of hip hop and how things really started was a guy that worked in the group home that I was in from Brooklyn. And he wrote raps, and he used to perform and do, uh, his own shows and open up for some people. And he was really dope. And he taught me about, um, Rakim's uh, impact in the latter 80s on rhyme schemes and just the way people approached the art of rapping itself. And for that reason, this album being so well put together and such a a this album is just a technical masterpiece. I mean, Rakim does not he doesn't breathe. He doesn't like everything is perfectly placed. Every single syllable, every word is perfectly placed on this album. And it's quite ridiculous. Um, for this reason, I would have to put it at my number 3. Number 2 is going to be another album that I started listening to pretty heavily that same year, but from a different era, and that would be Eminem's The Marshall Mathers LP. This album was not my first exposure to Eminem. However, I had not heard this album by the time I reached 16, 17 years old. I had only heard like Stan and The Way I Am, uh, Real Slim Shady, I guess. But the singles, like those are the only ones I had ever heard. And so for the first time, I got a piece of, Kim and Amityville and Remember Me and some of these other deep cuts that I just wasn't familiar with. This young, slightly younger than what I was used to version of Eminem being so angry, and that resonated with me being an angry kid. Um, I didn't want to rap like him. I didn't want to be just like him, but I certainly understood him. And for that reason, that album is highly influential and number 2 for me on my list. Coming in at number 1 is Nas's Illmatic. I've listened to this album probably more than any other album. I know like 90% of it probably by heart. Um, I don't have a favorite song on it per se. I mean, it's fluctuated over the years. Originally, it was New York State of Mind. Then I got super into Memory Lane, and I mean, I don't know. Like I really don't know. I can say that One Time for Your Mind is my least favorite track on the album, but it's still a great song. It's just a little slow, and there's whatever. But For that reason, I mean, it's just so perfect of an album for me. I love it. Um, I find great strength in listening to Illmatic because I envision not just the one writing this, but how young Nas was and looking at the world all around him and trying to make some sense of that. And I really relate to that and feel that. And him trying to articulate what he saw and felt to his music. And he did a great job. So for that reason, Illmatic is my number one most influential hip hop album in my life. Thank you for watching, and I'm gonna do more content similar to this. I'm still figuring out what content to do exactly. I have a brain with a million ideas right now. I'm also getting over being sick, so I've had to take some pauses. What I've been able to do, but I hope that you guys like and subscribe and keep watching. Thank you.